Okay, so anybody that knows me knows that I love movies and I go to the movies every single week on Tuesday, and that's just what I do as part of my self-care regimen. But I saw a movie last night. It was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is Quentin Tarantino's ninth movie, and oh my God. Like, I had to come on and do this review. So let me go ahead and say right now, if you have not seen it and you plan on seeing it, then go ahead and stop watching this video right now, because it's going to be full of spoilers after this. So let me go ahead and give you a moment to log off. So with that being said, let's get into it. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood follows actor Rick Dalton and his bodyguard Cliff. Not bodyguard, his stunt double Cliff. And through their times in Hollywood, from their pilots to shows to movies to whatever, to the relationship that Rick and Cliff have. Now, Cliff is this really, really bad A guy. He's a stunt double who has a bit of a reputation. He's an ex-war hero, but he is really, really equipped with using his hands and quick to beat somebody's behind, which is perfect for Brad Pitt. I mean, just an amazing, amazing character. What Quentin Tarantino did with this movie is mind-blowing. Like, I don't even know what genre to put this movie in, because it's absolutely hilarious. Like, I don't even know. It's crazy. The mind of Quentin Tarantino is just absolutely amazing, and I don't get it. But as we know, he loves to play with time, and so we go back and forth. We get different backstories of how different things happen, which is amazing in itself, and how he incorporates old Hollywood. It takes place in Hollywood in 1969. Now, when I saw the teaser for it, I saw just the relationship between Rick and Cliff, and the strength of that alone made me want to see the movie. But once I actually got into the movie, I didn't realize that the movie was about what it actually was about. And so I was a little nervous, because once I realized that Rick Dalton lived on Cielo Drive and his neighbor was Roman Polanski and Sharon Tate, at that point, it clicked for me that the movie is centered around Charles Manson and his family and the murder of Sharon Tate and her friends next door. At that point, my anxiety level shot through the roof, because I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm going to have to live through seeing this woman lose her life and the friends. And so it was kind of disturbing a little bit. But throughout the movie, Quentin took his time. He put all the things together, and he made such a hilarious movie and a trek of Rick and Cliff. And you see how Cliff encounters one of Charles Manson's girls, Pussycat, and how he ends up going up to the ranch in Chatsworth and meeting the ranch hand and all of the people at the home of the Charles Manson family, and how he just incorporated all of that was just genius. And so we get up to the ending, which I was pleasantly surprised and really secretly hoping that it would end this way, but in my mind I know. So as we know, with the true story of Sharon Tate, Charles Manson and his family, that these people go to their home and they kill Sharon Tate, who's 8 months pregnant, and her friends this night. Really brutally murder these people. So what Quentin Tarantino does is absolutely amazing. Is he does the plot twist at the end, and has the Manson family go to Rick Dalton's house in a twist instead of Sharon Tate, and break in to kill Cliff and Rick's new wife. And so happens that since Cliff is there, and he is a stunt double, but like I said earlier, he's this real bad A guy, they have the altercation with Cliff. And what Quentin Tarantino does at the end is just so amazing. Like, okay, so let's talk about it. Cliff has this dog named Brandy. Brandy's sitting on the couch. Brandy's a pit bull. She's sitting on the couch. She's watching everything. Cliff really busts this woman in her face with a can of dog food. Like, it's like he threw the can through the woman's head. Like, you know how hard you have got to throw a can to bust somebody in their mug with a can of dog food? Like, you know, that is amazing itself to me. And then how he uses brandy, like he signals the dog and the dog goes ballistic. And they have this whole fight scene, and that's why I love pit bulls so much, because they're sweet and loving dogs, but they really can just wreck shop if they need to, except for, you know, the two I had. They probably lick you to death, but that's about it. They just, not at all. They sleep with you and cuddle with you and lick you to death, but they were nothing like Brandy. But in theory, if they could do this, they would be totally amazing. The flamethrower, how Rick Dalton like burns this woman to a crisp in the pool. I mean, it's so epic. Like, you really got to see the end in this scene. But the refreshing part of it is, in Quentin Tarantino's world, Sharon Tate never dies. Her friends don't die. The Charles Manson murders, at least that one doesn't happen. She's able to move on with her life. She's able to have her baby, you know, and it's just something that we all wish would have been able to happen. Of course, we know reality is different and it didn't, but in this one it was refreshing, because that's why my anxiety level was up so much the whole movie, because I did not want to live through that. But in this, I didn't have to, and it was great. And I cheered at the end. I was so happy, because now that Rick and Sharon got to form this type of friendship, and now maybe Rick can be in Roman Polanski movies, and it can be a great thing. And it was just like, oh my God, he kind of foiled the crime, and Cliff becomes the hero at the end, and it was just amazing. And Quentin Tarantino, you are a genius. I absolutely loved it. If you're still watching this video and you haven't seen it, please go and see it. There's a whole lot of the movie I left out in this review. I just wanted to come on real quick and say something, because I absolutely loved it, and I absolutely had to come and say something. So go and watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It is money well spent. It is a great time at the movies, and it's Quentin Tarantino's next to last film. So I will check you guys out next time.